Shalom, shalom, Yasharala. All praises and glory goes to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Bashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushai,
Shem,
Shem,
Rakakodash.
Kakadash.
Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and salutations unto the leg and feet of the sheep of Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahushua, and sincerity and truth. This is your brother Kawaya.
Brother Amarfias from Yahweh.
And we back at you with another lesson. And it's been a long time. And let's get back to work, brother. What's the topic of conversation?
Thank you for your service.
Oh, who you talking about? Yahanan, you whatever? Not a Jew, not a Jew, whatever they call it. You notice whenever somebody getting exposed, they start giving them new names. No, identify the motherfucker who he is. Right? They don't want to be identified as the Edomites, right? Because the white people ain't working out. Their skin is too red to be identified as white people. One thing you gotta understand, right? Israel is controlled. America's controlled by Israel. You look at the Senate. You look at the House of Representatives. And who are these people? Most of them are what? Israelis, right? So we see why there's such a stronghold over America from Israel, right? What does it say again on that screen, brother?
It says, thank you for your service with a casket and the American flag.
Right? In my picture, it says, if World War III erupts, these are the first U.S. citizens who would get drafted. Right? And let me read something for you, beloved. Bear with me. All right, here we go. It says, historically, poor and minority Americans have disproportionately served and died in U.S. wars, driven by draft systems favoring the wealthy and the economic incentives for the disadvantaged, right? From World War I to Vietnam, class-based deferments and unequal opportunities allowed affluent individuals to avoid service. While racial minorities were often assigned to dangerous combat roles. I'm going to read that again. It says, from World War I to Vietnam, class-based deferments and unequal opportunities allowed affluent individuals to avoid service, while racial minorities were often assigned dangerous combat roles. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, and that basically is going into the stuff that's occurring right now, man. Because they got a draft. They're changing the structure of the draft where they're automatically going to register you to go to war. From ages 18 to 26 is the head, but I believe it's up to age 42. But we also know that these Edomites, they can't rule correctly. So let me grab this precept for you, Zaquan. This is Sirach 10 verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge,
what do we have right now? We don't have a wise man in office. Right, we have a madman in office. Matter of fact, the scripture said, "I will give you over to a rule." What it says, an evil ruler.
I grab it.
Yeah,
I grab it. That's Isaiah chapter 19, verse 4. The Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the Lord of hosts.
Right, he said a cruel lord. It didn't say a wise man, a wise king. Right, first off, DJT ain't no king. Anybody in America who has been set up as a president, they're not kings. This is a democracy. You were voted in. Now, you look at some of these other nations, they still going by what their forefathers, who was that king? Who was that his son? Who was the son after him, right? Mm-hmm. But here in America, that's what it says. This nation was diverse from all the other beasts. Talking about the Roman Empire. The Greco-Roman Empire, when they came to power, right, they were diverse from the other beasts because what? They didn't rule like the other nations ruled. They ruled with democracy, right? And what's another thing that these devils, man, were doing? They got the children of Israel in captivity. When you look in the history of the other nations, right, the Lord freed us from the other nations. The Persians let us go.
Yep,
right? Hey, this is spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt. Moses told Pharaoh, let my people go.
That's right.
Pharaoh said, I ain't letting the motherfucking thing go. And guess what? You niggas in America, that's why you can't go nowhere. That's why you're trying to make yourself part of the system, because you know this devil ain't gonna let you go. But he gonna send your ass to World War III.
Come. And you know, as it also states in the book of Psalm 64, they did a diligent search. So they searched our history to see what made us error to go off for us to be in those positions, and they capitalized it, man. You know, they capitalized in this captivity to make us continuously go off, man. Everything amongst us goes against our laws. You know, a fucking water bottle's got pork and water bottles, man. Almost everything, literally, man. If you really take heed, Aki and Wa'akwaf, if you really take heed to, you know, the Passover and all that, when you look at the ingredients and most of the stuff is in the food, it's some type of leaven in the goddamn food. It's leaven in the fucking water. You know?
Can I tell you something? So I just started this new gig, right? And I'm so busy at the gig, I don't eat. I'm just drinking like bottles of water for like the past 3 days. Oh, my motherfucking face done shrink. Like it was like fat on my body that done just disappeared. And these other heathens, they're like, aren't you gonna eat? And I'm like, man, I don't want no fucking cheeseburger. I don't want no pizza. It's just like fucking fried food all over the fucking. I mean, I ain't eat none of this shit. Let me drink this water. And then they asked, man, I gotta work out. I gotta do. No, man, look, you need to change your fucking diet. First off, the Bible said your bread will be defiled amongst. You're gonna eat your bread defiled amongst the heathens, right? It's a lot of things that you're dealing with in this captivity. What? For the sins, for your iniquities. That's why the Lord is doing these things unto you. And the only way, even if you return back to the Lord, you're still going to eat your bread defiled.
I got something for you, priest.
Water.
I got something for you. This is Habakkuk chapter 1. I'm going to grab this first one, verse 7. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall proceed of themselves. So, you know, everything in here is upside down, man, because as we know, as the Zaquan just stated and said, man, you know, the judgments of Esau and his structure, his mindset is abominable, man. This man is wicked. He's evil. You know, you got it, Zaquan.
Right. What is that? It says, when the wicked walketh on every side, a vile man is exalted, paraphrasing.
When the wicked walketh on every side?
If you can put that for me. So right now we got the wicked on every side, right? We got the wicked in rulership. Who's ruling the food system? Who's ruling the medical system? The school system, right? Everything underneath this devil is what detrimental to your survival. Is going to lead to your demise, because this is the wicked. Right, you got Jim talking about, man, yeah, I'm buying this bottle of water from here, man, and they find out, man, all the bottled water ain't nothing but a cracker done turn on the faucet and load it up.
Yeah, Salaki, I think they said one of them waters is number Tapwood. I think, what is it? I want to say it was Deer Park or another one or something like that.
And I know Esau, he done pissed in the whole water, man. He probably done took a piss in the motherfucking batch. He the devil, G. Man, they showed a white woman, man. Man, she done wiped her coochie with the motherfucking sandwich type shit. Just nasty type shit. These people are nasty, G.
Man, hey, man, look, man. I saw a video on Instagram where they doing this in 2 states. I think I saved it. I'll send you the video because I know you probably want to do the video on it. But they starting this in 2 states. I think sometime this year. I can't really pinpoint exactly the time. They said it in the video, but basically they want to transition apartments and homes to have a composite toilet, which is literally basically just a fucking litter box. Literally just a litter box. But I'll try to find a video and I'll send it to you because, you know, this man's a devil. But I got that precept.
What's happening? His system is being backed up at what they call it, that fucking sewer system, right? What's another thing happening in America, man? It's a lot of fucking what they call it, things where the whole land disappeared underneath your house.
The sewage tank,
you got sinkholes, you got pipes breaking down, right? You got this infrastructure is old. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me give me I would have healed Babylon, but she will not be healed, Isaiah.
Khan, you want the one you called before? Because I got that too right now, or you want to drop it?
Read it and break it down, soldier.
Khan, this is Psalms 12, verse 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. So, you know, basically they're in control of everything, man. You know, everything that's amongst the earth, they partake in, man. You know, and everything, you know, here, you have to go through them. You know, because the Lord handed them the whole earth in the palm of their hands, man. And it also states that, you know, they believe they gain this world by themselves, man. When it also states in the scriptures that the Lord gives those the rulership and the kingdom to those men. Roughly paraphrasing.
What they call it, manifest destiny.
Yeah, manifest destiny. Yep, Khan. It's a ladder into that manifest destiny, a recompense.
They don't want to deal with that part.
Hell nah. We're gonna enjoy that part.
That's when we get our blessings, right? Right now we got to deal with our suffering. The Bible said, "He that endures to the end,
shall be
saved."
saved. That's right.
Right. It talks about the present suffering of this world ain't nothing compared to what's gonna be. What we gonna see in the kingdom? Paraphrasing. This ain't nothing, man. Right now we're suffering, but pretty soon we about to rejoice.
Con. And also state, I read in a couple of lessons, maybe like a day or two ago, that the wicked is being weakened and the righteous is being strengthened. 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 4, I believe, and also Isaiah chapter 35 verses 4 to 5. Man, so. The remnant is being, established and strengthened with endurance and everything else, and the vile man is being put down, man.
Man, look, to the spirit. I'm gonna read this in the book of Joel 2 verse 20. It says, "But I will remove far from thee the northern army,
Woo!
and I will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face towards the east sea, and his hinder part towards the uttermost sea, and his stink shall come up." Go ahead, brother.
Nah, I'm woo. Go ahead. you got it.
And his ill savior shall come up, because he have done great things, right? We got to realize the American military about to get sent off to the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The one thing brother started off, read what your picture say again, brother.
Thank you for your service with a thumbs up from Ben Not a Jew. BB.
So in one of my pictures in one of my videos, I got a picture of a hat. It says, make Israel great again. Make America great again. And it got the military walking in one hole, and it says, make Israel great again. And it got caskets with American flags coming out the other side.
Damn, that's spot on. That's spot on, Zaquan. You know what I'm saying? And also, too, Salaki, a lot of these men in the military right now, they don't want to go to war for these small hats, man. They literally saying right now and putting it on and documenting it and say they don't want to go to war for the Jewish people, man. But it's a prophecy. It's going to happen because, again, Salakia, this generation, this age right now is not like them old time Edomites. Some old time Edomites, they was ready to fight. There was no talking with them. And these Edomites growing up right now, they junkies, they sodomites, they soft, they effeminate.
I'll sneak in right quick. There's a reason. That was a whole different world back then, right?
Con.
Things don't stay the same. You got a kingdom that was just building up, so people were serious about things. They were serious about the First World War. They were serious about the Second World War.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get hit with the FBI and the CIA. Now you got Woodstock. You got and they go into parks to smoke and drink and get high and talk about what the country is doing to the people. Right? We got to deal with this because this whole spirit of rebellion come from what these crackers, people coming back from Vietnam.
Mm-hmm. And also too, they finally was a lot of these like Elder Malcolm always say, man, these people are stupid, man. You've been bending over and holding your cheeks open and telling them to put it in slow. But these people are stupid, man, because you see how they treat their veterans. They treat them like shit, and then what has been going on is because of your leadership, which is your own people. It has nothing to do with Jake.
They said the main threat, even for years you've been hearing, the first American threat would be an ex-American military. I'm like, what?
I wonder why.
They're against their own people. They taking weapons from their own people. Why? Because we know the people that run this country are not with the people of this country. Brother, you had something. The wise king. Please go back to that.
I got you. This is Sirach chapter 10, starting off at verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Mm-hmm.
As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such as all they that dwell therein.
So we're in a city that's been ruled by the wicked since the Renaissance, the rebirth.
Yep.
The rebirth, right? That's why, like you just said, The people right now, they don't want to fight. They playing video games, getting high, staying home. They don't even want to deal with women. Women don't want to deal with men, right? Everything is backwards, right? Because this is a spirit of a spoiled nation, right? It says, she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth.
That's right. That's right.
World War I, World War II, they weren't living in pleasure. Motherfuckers was about their family. They so-called had a Bible spirit.
Khan. And Salakia Zaquan, I know we use that precept, that she that live in pleasure is dead while she liveth. We use it for the females, the women, but that's mainly really talking about this harlot, Babylon the Great, man, because this place is supposed to be what? Pleasurable. You're supposed to enjoy this place. Be as wicked as you want to be, etc. You got it, Zaquan.
Babylon just been living in. Before that, they weren't thinking about pleasure. They was thinking about working hard.
Yeah.
And once that fucking 1990s, man, come through, you got the credit card, you got a fake, But man, first, if you ain't had the money, you can do nothing. Now you got a card that says you have the money you can pay later. It ain't nobody paying.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can buy, if you ain't had cash to buy a house, you can buy a house at one time. All that loan banking people. You got a house that been built for 20 years. There's been over 15 families moved in out that motherfucker. Imagine how much money the bank done made off these stupid motherfuckers.
Yeah, you're literally being robbed here, man. And again, this goes into the lesson. Thank you for your service. Thank you for making us rich. Thank you for dying and shedding your blood for us. I got a precept, Zaquan. This is you got it. This is Revelation 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace away from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
So here we got that dragon. That's Esau Edom, the so-called white man, right? Ever since he's been in power, right? It's been wars. Right? Okay, so here we are from the time of Yahushai. It talks about, right, when we deal with the book of Revelations, you got Yahushai and the island of Patmos. So you getting how can I say, you getting a story from that time to the end. So from, let's say, 90 AD, what the scripture says, the second war was past and the third war will come quickly.
That's right.
So all these wars is underneath one nation, these goddamn Edomites.
Mm-hmm. And he still want more.
Come on, brother. It wasn't under the Persians. It wasn't under the motherfucking Babylonians. It wasn't under the Egyptians. It was under these fucking Edomites that destroyed the whole fucking earth.
And it wasn't under Japheth neither.
It wasn't under Japheth neither. It wasn't under Elam.
Mm-hmm. I know Elon, Salaki is a coin. I know Elon. I work with Elon at the job. Buddy this, buddy that. And Elon ain't thinking about no rulership.
You just want to own a business?
Yep. That's all they thinking about. But I got another one for you, man. This is Psalms 55. I'm going to start off at verse 20. He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil.
Look, you can't get mad at my man. You can't get mad at my man because he's the wicked. It says, who's going to pity a charmer that is bitten by a fucking serpent?
That's right.
Read that first verse again. It says, read that.
God, Psalms 55, verse 20. He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his...
Salaki, the scripture says the thing written aforetime were written for our learning.
That's right.
Right? So if you read the scripture, okay, so there's a person, man, even if you treat him peacefully, he's still on bullshit. He's still on bullshit. That's why the Lord said, never trust this man.
Khan, and the northern tribes, Gad, the so-called Latinos, Hispanics, and Reuben, they learned that the hard way, man.
They're still learning right now.
Khan. Like you said back in the day, Gad was talking about how and look where your ass at in reservation on drugs.
Gad said, now in 20s, how did we end up here? First it was how, and now they're how did we end up here? Yeah. Yeah, you niggas didn't study, didn't practice immigration. Mm-hmm. Esau ain't playing, right? Imagine if Gad treated Esau the way Esau is treating Gad right now. You wouldn't have this problem. Salaki, imagine if Lot Not a lot. Saul took care of business, man. The Lord told Saul to go destroy them fucking Amalekites.
Yeah, and Salaki, that was a prime example of being hard-headed, disobedient. You know, trying to do too damn much, man. You know, but I'm reading.
Going above and beyond where it's not needed.
Con, rebellion. Psalms 55 verse 21 again. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. You know, that also refers back to Sirach chapter, I believe, 10. You know, he'll humble himself, he'll go crouching, he'll weep and all that. But he's very orchestrated with his words, man. You know, it's $250,000 words, make you feel like he's on your side, you know, get you to put your guard down, and then what happens? You get fucked. You somehow reason you on the bottom, he on the top.
From what you just said, right? It says the words in his mouth were smoother than butter. Mm-hmm. Let's deal with World War we're dealing with. Are they talking? Yeah, we're going to World War III because we want to set up banks in all these countries and we want to put chips in people. No, they're saying, yeah, we want to go in this country because the women don't have rights.
Yep.
Yeah, these people are terrorists. These are the dangerous people on the earth, right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Salaki is a corner, and that's democracy. Okay, basically liberation. Okay, we want your women to be whores. Okay, and we want you to use our currency, and we're going to put an embassy, which is a garrison, in your land to make sure you follow the script. You got it.
That's like a motherfucker from Jamaica telling the Chinese, yeah, we want your woman to sell pussy. The Chinese gonna look like, what the fuck is these people? They crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Here you are, another nation coming to tell me what you want me to do with my people. But and guess what? A lot of people in America, they waking up. They're like, man, you can't go around the world telling other motherfuckers what to do, man.
Yeah, but you know, Salaki, the only reason why they're saying that now is because their benefits, their privileges is getting stripped away from them. Now they feel some type of way.
That's right.
When it
was big for them to go into these other countries,
mm-hmm.
It was not a problem. Now that you're finding out, okay, man, you're going into too many countries, and people are finding out why you're going into these countries.
Con. Now it's an issue.
Go ahead, brother. What you say?
I said now it's an issue.
Yeah, man. What the Lord said, He's going to expose this wicked man.
Con. I grab a precept for that.
Wow.
Make them naked. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 16. Thou art filled with shameful glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
And you know what? It's like sidetracking. I'm thinking about what you're saying, what you're reading, right? With all these scriptures, it's so damn hard to go against this devil because the only people who's reading the scriptures is, first off, it's the elect. And then you got so-called Christians reading some scriptures. But, man, out of 24 hours a day, man, at least 8 to 16 hours, you're being indoctrinated by what? The wicked.
Come on.
Right? If the Lord is not with you, you're not going to escape from this man's philosophies, this man's doctrines, this man's idols and religions, man. The Lord got to be with you, G.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's the only way, because it's various precepts to prove what the Zaquan just said, man. Various precepts, man. You know, and also
just
too.
Full control, bro.
Con. And also too, it's just matter of fact what you said, because like these wacky tacky slave plantation Christians, they want the day of the Lord to come, but the day of the Lord coming for them is wrath, judgment, indignation. And matter of fact.
And I don't even think they know that the day of the Lord is the destruction of the society that they live in.
Con. I'm gonna grab that precept real quick. Yeah, right now I'm looking at it right now. If I may, you break it down.
That's a spirit.
Con. This is Zephaniah chapter 1. I'm gonna start off at verse 14. The great day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly.
So anybody talking about they're saved, you're mad. You're crazy. We got to start looking at a person. Yeah, I'm saved. So you went through the day of the Lord already? You went through the World War III already? Oh, you refused the mark of the beast? Right? Because it says he that endureth until the end. It's a lot of things that got to happen before people get delivered.
That's right.
And what's the day of the Lord? The day of judgment. The day of darkness. Gloominess.
Come on. That's you just broke down a little bit of the next precept, but I'll read on. God, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the a day of the trumpet, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, and I will bring.
Hold on, brother. You going too quick. Trump didn't build that wall. Right? Surveillance all through Canada, man. You can't just cry. They got a spot in Canada, man. You might get beat up across the street. Because one side of the street is America, the other side of the street is Canada. They said there's only one thing that walks. They showed a cat walking back and forth. They said, but the citizens knew better to cross this line.
Damn, a cat. These animals got more rights than Jake.
My fucking cat got a Canadian citizenship and American citizenship. Break loose, all them borders gonna disappear. Motherfuckers gonna be fleeing. There ain't gonna be no borders. They even showed you in that movie 2012, man. They said there's a problem. There's a mass migration from America going into Mexico. The Mexican government is mad, right? The Americans fleeing their judgment. They was fleeing into Mexico, G.
Oh my God. I'm going to read verse 17. Zephaniah 1 verse 17. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung.
Imagine being Stevie Wonder in the ghetto where all hell done broke loose.
Oh, what a wonderful world.
Would be if I could see. Yeah, nigga. But you can't see. Right? Because if you could see, you would have been like, man, let me come out from among them and be separate. Because the Lord is about to do something. How can even you got people who are not in the truth? They talking about is the end.
Yeah, that mirth is gone, man. You know, all that relaxation, that comfort, that planning your vacations and doing your portfolio and all that nonsense, man, that stuff don't matter no more, man. Live it up. This is it.
Billionaires are disappearing. They gone.
Selling their properties and all types of stuff, man. Businesses and all that.
In their business, man. I'm in one city. I'm looking like, God damn, this shit look like a motherfucker buy a shit. I go, because damn near all the stores is closed, but it's damn near in a cracker neighborhood. I'm like, even if you ain't a Walmart or a big name brand store, man, that little mom and pop shit is gone.
Con. It's about to go down, man. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you for your service, and may you die in the next World War. Call on your hour.
Hashem. I was shy.
Double honors to the apostles, upgrading those stone salutations unto the elect and feeding sheep of Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, in sincerity and truth. With his great gospel, we say, Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Barakatah, Shalom.
Shalom.